QuenaHorace Productions, and I'm sitting here chilling with Shaquena and Baldhead, whole laughing libations. Check it out.
Slaps and outside, slaps and our hands, slaps and outside, slaps and our face, slaps all the show, slaps and our face, slaps and our face, slaps and our face, slaps and our hands, slaps and our face, slaps and our face, slaps all the show, slaps and our face, slaps and our face, slaps and our face, ha ha ha, it slaps and our face, and our face. I know you on this channel just to have a ball, have you rolling like you in a wheelchair. And boy, he's so stupid, how you know he don't care. It's laughter all day, come on.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Laughs and Libations. I'm your girl, comedian Shaquena. Look, comedian Baldhead Phillips has a show tonight. But like I always tell y'all, keep praying for him because he's not 100% yet. I hope everybody's weekend has went great. Mine was wonderful. I have been trying to heal myself. I have been, working on my, coughing because I got a show coming up next Saturday, y'all. So pray for your girl that she don't cough up a lung. But I want y'all to put y'all hands together for a good friend of mine. This man has kept me from quitting comedy at least a good 35 times. He's a podcaster. He's a comedian. He's a host. He's a jokester. He's a roaster. To me, he's a motivational speaker. I say this about all other comedians, but for real, this man has really motivated your girl to continue to do comedy. He has continued to help others. Put your hands together for my friend, my brother, Colee the Comic. What's up, Colee? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing, Miss Shaquena? How you doing, sweetheart? What's up, everybody?
I'm doing good.
It's a beautiful Sunday.
Yes, it is, as always.
That's good. Enjoyed my weekend.
Shoot, man. What did you do this weekend?
I want to thank you again for one of my favorite things I did this weekend was have you as a guest on my podcast, and thank you for coming through and showing us love.
That's no problem. Have fun. I can't wait to see that.
So it's my pleasure, man. So it's my pleasure to come through and show love on yours. But
that's good. That's good. Now my first
it was a beautiful weekend for me. I relax.
That's good, man. I had to relax, man, because I got a show coming up Saturday. So I had to get these jokes together. You got to buckle down when you got a show going on.
That's all.
That's it. That's all. So tell the people about yourself. How did you get into comedy, and what made you get into comedy?
Oh man, I love telling my birth into comedy story. Well, I'm originally hometown from Washington D.C., nation's capital. I've been doing stand-up comedy since 2008, so 18 years now doing stand-up comedy, performing. Started locally. Just got the bug. I've been traveling and, just over the years. But I started comedy. I was originally in go-go bands. If anybody know what go-go bands, if you hip to DC, you've ever been to DC, you ever heard our music, we play go-go music. So I was performing with bands since high school, just in and out of nightclubs, and always had a feel for the audience. And I was performed in high school. I was in the Performing Arts Academy in high school. So we did a lot of different performing, but especially through music and everything. So I was always geared to the stage and in love with the stage. So in 2008, a couple of my friends of mine, we went out to a club one night, just going to see the girls. We thought we was going to see a go-go band, and they happened to have a comedy show in the basement, and we got in the club. The bartender's like, the band not playing yet, but they got a comedy show downstairs. I think it's free tonight. So I'll go ahead and check it out. So we walk down the steps and get in the basement, and the comedian that was on stage. Shout out to comedian Howard G. If you're not hip to Howard G, he's the guy from the Kiss My Bumper commercials. You remember the Kiss My Bumper commercials?
Yes.
Kiss My Bumper. Yeah, so he's a stand-up comedian. So Howard G, that's one of my OGs in the DMV comedy. Shout out to him. Me and my two buddies walked in the club, and I was in the middle, and he started joning on us. He was like, "Oh, they go Raheem Devine and his bodyguards, y'all better watch out, man." So I took it personal. I've never been in no comedy club. This is my first time ever going to a comedy club, and I just did me. I started joning on him for the rest of his set. And fired him up and had the crowd dying laughing.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
And got off the stage, and he came over there and shook my hand, and the host got up there laughing to him on stage. Anybody, even professional comedians can get it. You never know who's funny, but he's saying it, looking at me. He was like, "If anybody want to try this, come back next week. I'll give you 5 minutes." And the next week was October 16th, 2008. And from then on, to today, I'm speaking to you. And it's just been it's been a magical journey for me. I've just been just doing the things the path I've been walking through comedy, meeting who I'm supposed to meet, learning what I've learned. And like I said, it's changed my life. Any comedian I meet and talk to, young, old, at my peer group.
Right. Well, y'all, his stuff is messing up. He'll be back, y'all. But I love to hear how comedians get into comedy or how they've gotten into it. Like I said, he'll be back. It bust out on him. But he'll be back. But yeah, it's I ain't gonna say it's hard to get in comedy because it's not. But once you get into this, you got to wanna really do it.
Go to me.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. But this has been my journey of comedy. Ups and downs came with one of my most beautiful and just coming of age moments in comedy happened when I took my first trip to Atlanta to do some comedy. And I just went, to be honest, just to hang out for the weekend. Me and my homie, it was his birthday weekend. We went down just to, check out the spots. But I had made some connections through social media. And got invited, the homegirl, I invited her to come holler at me at the hotel. I said, "Pop up on me, I'm in Atlanta." She said, "No, you're not." I said, "Yes, I am." She came to the hotel, came see me. And we only had like 2 days left, so take me to go get some weed. So we stop at a light, and I happen to look over, and I see the punchline sign in the middle of the store, in the middle of the, on the street, they had that little billboard. So I don't know which street it was. I know I just looked over and seen punchline, and then some said, "Man, call the number," and I called it, and I talked to the lady, and she was like, "Well."
His connection is bad, y'all, so he gonna be going in and out. But hey, Baldhead, what's up, Baldhead? What is up, my friend? That's Baldhead, y'all. I hope you're doing good. I always send you the link so you can come on in time you get ready. But I know you got a show tonight, so. Okay.
All right. I'm trying to adjust.
It's your connection.
It's my connection. Yeah, I'm in the back today. Um, but anyway, she was. I was letting her know. I said I'm a comedian from Washington D.C. and me and my partner here in town. We wanted to know if you had some room on the show tonight. She was like, "Nah, I can't get both of y'all, but I can get one of y'all." And I said, "That's cool." And we went on through, and I got to talking to her in the office and had her dying laughing. She said, "Well, I'm gonna give both of y'all some time," and gave us both, some time to get on. And within that turn, we end up networking with some other comedians in the green room, and they gave us a couple of other rooms for that night and for the next day. So everything like just fell into place with comedy. And the day we were supposed to leave, we were late to the airport, but we was on two different flights. He caught his plane, and I missed mine. And things was crazy down there. I was about to have to stay down there, wait for my next flight, and
Right.
it was crazy. I end up making a connection down there. And one of the people I connected with called me up. They was like, "Man, I just want to tell you, make it home safe. I know you probably on your plane and everything." I was like, "Nah, I'm stuck in the airport." Within 30 minutes, he pulled up in a Range Rover in front of the airport, smoking a blunt, talking, "Man, come on, let's go to my house and chill." Not knowing who I made a connection with, and this is my brother till this day. His sister was in a end up was in a well-known singing group back in the day. They came, she came on, and they were from originally from the DMV, and I had met him that weekend. His partner was a comedian, and he just was a rapper that came to the comedy show, that one of the shows we did, and I just met him rapping and talking. And how you network with people. And man, he took me to his house. We chilling in a nice cut. And he lived in the little gated community where T.I. was living. And he ended up telling me the story where T.I. was four doors down from him. And he was telling me the day they came to raid T.I. house, he was taking the trash out, and the feds pointed the guns at him, told him go back in the house. He said, "Take your ass back in the house." And he seen him running down the street to T.I. house, taking him out the house. And so it was a nice little community in Atlanta. I ain't gonna put their business out there and everything who they are, but man, just comedy gave me that connection. So we sitting in this house all day smoking, and my next plane ain't to the later on that morning. So it's about 7 in the evening. The comedian buddy called his phone and was like, "Man, you trying to go to Uptown? You forgot you were supposed to ride with me to Uptown." And I'm hearing him in the background. And my wheels started rolling in the back of my head. I was like, man, I need to convince him to still go with him, because he about to tell him he too had to go anyway. I was like, "Man, come on, let's go. You can't do your man like that." I said, "You got to go to Uptown, man. You told him, you got to ride with your man." He was like, "All right, bet, come get us." So he came to get us. And, I took my bag with my computer and everything, with my laptop with me and my little camera and everything. We went on to Uptown. We get to the front door to Uptown. The host said we about to start the show in 5 minutes. All the comedians outside smoking. If you ain't signed the list, go sign it. The comedian that we came with that was driving chose to take a cigarette break. And he hit the cigarette. I went straight into the list, signed the list. So the host started the show. He read the list down, and he cut the last 5 names off. And the guy we came with he chose to smoke the cigarette instead of signing the list, and my name was the last name on the list.
Oh, wow.
And the headliner that night was Michael Collier, man. Shout out to my big brother Michael Collier, man. Honorable brother. And it was crazy because I wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in DC on my plane, home and chilling. And and out the way.
And it was meant to be.
I'm about to open up for Michael. I was opening up for Michael Collier. So he walked in the spot, right before I was about to get on. Probably, I want to say about 2 minutes before I get on, people saying, "What's up, Mike?" Shaking his hand. And he walked by the stage. And the host came and told me, he said, "You next, DC, you ready?" I was like, "Yeah." So I said, "All right, let me go introduce myself." So I went over to Michael Collier, walked all up there to him. You know how we young, impressionable comedians. We want to come with respect. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Collier? I'm Collier the comic. I'm from Washington, D.C. This is my first time performing in Atlanta. And I found out you was going to be the headliner." And he looked me up and down and like, "Oh, how people dismissively, it's no disrespect, dismissively, like, who are you?" okay, and I never blamed him. I never did nothing like that.
Right.
But that was a moment I needed in my life to understand, okay, yeah, you still got work to do. He don't know who you is. And I didn't expect them to know who I was, but
Right.
I just needed the atmosphere from a comedian that I always looked up to. I've always been a fan of Michael Collier's. And for this
Right.
was a special role to me. To him, it was a regular ass Saturday night. He could give a
And
fuck.
uptown.
But the thing about it is the host called my name. He
Mm-mm.
called, he got the dancing, he played some music. I got the dancing with him on stage. Walking
Right.
across, he broke it down, I broke it down. So the crowd getting hyped. So they see I was, man, what's up? Y'all jump right in the ass. Man, I swear, a minute in my set, I look over Michael Collier laughing the hardest in the goddamn club. Man, I was supposed to do 5. The guy gave me 8 minutes. He was like, man, I ain't want to take you down. He said, but I gotta keep the show rolling. We still got a lot. He said, good shit, DC. He said, man, give it up for DC. They played some go-go when I got off. Michael called your beeline from where he was at to come to meet me right at the bucket, the front
Right.
of the stage and shook my hand like a
Right.
real man. He said, damn, DC. He was like, what's your name again? I said, Coleon, like the Godfather. He said, oh, man, I ain't gonna never forget to shook the shit out of my hand. He was like, man, keep going. Yeah, I come up with Mike Brooks, that's one of my mentors, Tony Woods. He said, man, when I talk to Mike, I'm telling him, let him know you out here on the circuit doing your thing. Can't wait to see you again. Real firm, grown man, look in your eye, handshake. And that was just another, another brick on the foundation to let me know, keep going. I didn't ask the man for a check. I didn't ask him for nothing. I asked him for that moment. When he gave me the half handshake in the beginning, I was cool with just meeting him. And if he didn't ever say nothing by that, but by having the magic of comedy speak for me,
Right.
it's the reasons these moments, in my life are special, and it's birthed into me hosting and headlining and, I ghostwrite for a few comedians, shout out to my comics that's out here working, is, doing their thing. Other avenues in comedy, podcasting, and still into the acting world. It's so many avenues with stand-up comedies. I tell people that just give it a try. Find your humor side. You can write it down. If it makes you laugh, 9 times out of 10 it can make somebody else laugh if it's thought out right. Comedians need to take that time to be more professional about what they're doing in their art form and not just saying anything, because anything can be said, but to have substance to carry on to be a comedian, you have to live a little bit. You definitely have to have something to talk about. So, it's a beautiful art form. I wouldn't trade it for nothing else in the world.
Amen to that. Because a lot of people, because I've heard a lot of people say you can talk about current events, but everybody is talking about current events.
Everybody.
Your life.
Be funny. Yeah. Can you be funny about yourself? What's your idiosyncrasies? What are you scared of? Can you shed light on your darkness? And that's what people resonate to, the realness. One thing I've always known about stand-up comedy, it don't have no color on it, don't have no creed, no age, no nothing. Funny is just funny. I've heard the oldest man in the world tell the funniest joke. I've heard the youngest child in the world tell the funniest joke, and everything in between. Funny is funny. It don't matter where it comes from. Can you consistently be funny and keep it in context? Can you entertain? Because you can go to the barber shop and get you some good laughs. You can go to the hair salon, get a good laugh. You go to work, it's somebody on your job. This motherfucker not supposed to be working here. He should be somewhere telling jokes or on TV somewhere.
Like, why is
not
you here?
Us?
Exactly.
Why are you here?
Why is you a nurse? You need to be a comedian. God dog.
Come on now.
You in the wrong profession.
I've just always embraced my talent, though, Shaquena. Anything I've ever done, if I tried it, I've fully embraced it. So, I don't, I can do this just to brag. If you get to catch me in action, and I feel it's magic. Oh, you seen me? Oh, that's cool. It's like catching Wilt Chamberlain and shoot that 100 points. Ain't nobody really around to say they seen it, but, it's enough people around the vouch to say that it happened. So, I'm one of them. I love to be a unicorn. Just pay me to be that unicorn. When you see me, just know it's something special about to happen.
Exactly. So now you don't call bombing, you call it a lesson. So have you had that one lesson yet?
Yeah, I've had a few of those lessons. Of course, you can't get in this game and not have those lessons. But to me, um, I judge them internally. I
Mm-hmm.
always do 70-30. 70%, it was something I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, the atmosphere or something like that. But
Right.
70% of that's, my energy was off, or, my timing was off. It's either
Right.
one of those two. I was too loud. But pretty much as an artist, I'm more of a perfectionist. But the I love the spontaneousness. I love to create on the spot. I,
Right.
you know, I work better when I don't have to sit down and just word for word and create my jokes. And everybody writes different, everybody creates different. But
Right.
like you said, we can laugh and joke about anything. Politics. Trump could do something funny right now on TV. The million comedians gonna talk about it until it's not
Yeah.
funny. It's not gonna be funny by Wednesday.
Right.
Let them slip
Right.
and fall on TV. By Wednesday, as many as comedians gonna talk about that shit. So, like you said, think
Right.
outside the box. Did you fall today? And can you if we fall today, we can make that funny for life.
Thank you. Cause if I fall, boy, it's gonna be funny forever if I fall.
Come
Look.
on now. Come on now. And the story behind how you feel and what you had to do to get up.
Boy,
Come
look
on now.
here. It's gonna
Yeah,
be funny for the rest of my life and yours.
that's all.
That's it. Now,
That's all.
how do you feel about crowd work, and can you explain to the people what crowd work really is?
Okay. I love you. I love this question. Crowd work is most important for a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Any young comedians, especially any comedians that have done comedy at least 5 years, it's important that y'all have a chance to host.
Right.
That's the only shortcut avenue I can explain to give you the quickest understanding of crowd work.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd work is you being naturally funny before you talk about the jokes you written, or um already had stock, or you trying to perform under the time limit. Crowd work is you warming the crowd up. We call it joning. You might sit up there and might joan on people, but
Right.
that's a part of crowd work. But you don't have to make that the center. You don't have to pick people and just talk about. You can talk about the club. You can talk about your day. Working the crowd is introducing yourself directly to an individual in the crowd. You picking somebody at a table. Oh, she got on a purple dress. I'm gonna talk to this lady here in this purple dress and wonder why. Hey, Miss Susan, where you from? I like your dress, sweetheart. Where you from? You ain't from around here with that dress on. It's
Right.
just addressing the crowd to
Right.
break the monotony of everybody else, to let everybody else know, yeah, you can get it too.
Right.
And it's all in how you do it. I'm not a malice comedian, but I
Right.
can understand where comedians go when they need to just mess with the crowd. That's just your humor. Some
Right.
comedians have that programming that uh degrading people is, it's an art form. It's a part, can you take the joke? I'm a comedian. Some people lean on that. But can you
Right.
be directly funny with a
Mm-hmm.
person without being, negative or bringing them down? Can you just talk
Right.
about, oh, dang, you got a nice shiny ring. Where your husband at, girl? I know we in the bathroom somewhere. It's little small things
Yes.
you can use, to give the crowd engagement. And this is important for a comedian. I feel all comedians should be um, very, very well versed on crowd work, crowd participation,
Right.
club participation, just
Mm-hmm.
because it gives you another dynamic, another tool in your box to use. You don't have to be robotic to get up there. Oh, I got to say these many jokes. And this percent of time, you get a chance to loosen up with crowd work. Trust me, it works. It gets
Right.
you into your joke because by the time you start telling your jokes with great crowd work, they won't even know you telling jokes. And that's the
Right.
key to crowd work.
Right. Because they won't know you even told a joke
Mhm.
after all of that. So,
You don't even know. You naturally brought them in the room. You
and,
command in the room. It's a way to command the room with just
right.
subtle. It's a subtle shot. It's like a jab in boxing. You learn
Exactly.
crowd work. Oh, it'll take so many pressures off your jokes. It'll open up your written jokes so much. You'll
Right.
see things that you leave out your set. You just think it's so funny. No, it's so many things inside one joke you can unlock. And crowd works helps with that because it takes the pressures off telling the jokes. It's just you being funny. And you don't have to be funny
Right.
because it's a war. If you're not hitting with crowd work, get right to the jokes. It's a simple
That part.
science. It's just
Yeah,
step
that's
one,
true.
two, three to build up, and it will ease a lot of people pain.
Right.
I mean, a lot of comic and shout out to the comics that are jump right into it. Funny. Boom. I'm talking about this. Oh, god damn, I almost got hit by a car walking in here, y'all. God damn, I was looking up and I ain't look out. And but it's comedians just have time and they just have no time to waste with crowd work. But the
Right.
importance of crowd work is very special to all comedians. And it's I feel it's a step no comedian should skip.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now that do make sense. Now, do you believe in roasting the crowd
Mm.
when they're not paying attention to you on stage?
What'd you say?
I said, do you believe in roasting the crowd when they're not paying attention to you on
Oh
stage?
yeah, of course. That's low. Roasting the crowd, and if somebody interrupts your set, that
Mm-hmm.
is land of the law to step out of bounds. And there is no look. I'm gonna tell you like this. Look here, Shaquan.
Uh-huh.
We gotta understand this is when when we're on stage,
Mm-hmm.
it's an artist at work. When
Yes.
somebody comes in and interrupts your set or heckles your set, that should get you back into why you do comedy. That's like a painter sitting up there painting with a paintbrush, and
Right.
somebody walks in, sticks their hand in the paint, and put handprints all on the paint in the middle of them painting. It's fair game after that. It's
Right.
fair game. You get to say what you want. Only thing is to get your thing is the crowd work again, because that's when crowd
Yes.
work come in. Hey, crowd, they wanted to interrupt me, so they are the show now. We gonna make them
So,
this is the topic right now. They wanted to come in and be a part of this, and they thought they were bigger than the mic. Because one thing a comedian should always know: never let that mic go.
right.
Nothing anybody in that crowd can say can get louder than you on that microphone.
Right.
Control the microphone. That's
Right.
key to anything. Never let nobody take the mic out your hand and never
Mm,
back down on the mic. And now
right.
you have to learn how to work your magic and you got to back yourself out of a lot of corners because a lot of people won't shut up now.
No, they won't.
You will meet your matches out here. But
Yes.
being a comedian, learn professionalism. You learn and set boundaries, set limits. Let people know when they come to your show, you're going to enjoy me. But you can be a part of the show too. You can get it too.
Right.
Anybody can get it. And
Right.
comedians need to take more time and study that, study themselves, know their weaknesses when they know, oh damn, I'm about to lose the crowd with this joke. Every time I hit this joke, somebody start heckling me. All right, I got a joke for them when they heckle me now. You don't really have to attack. You can attack your jokes. Anything is useful in what you're doing. Use everything to your best ability. It's
Right.
tactics. It's a mental game when you're on stage. It's a chess move. You're in full control when you're on stage as a comedian, and your confidence cannot wane or wither at no time.
Right.
One thing can go wrong. Your timing can go off. The mic can go out. The lights can go out. Even the
Right.
crowd can boo. Your
Yes.
composure is everything, and
Right.
you never know what situations you're gonna be in. You got to
Right.
think of these before you get to the stage. You know, every comedian has those butterflies in their stomach. You know, and
Right.
I told comedians, I have so many years trained just being on stage performing,
Mm-hmm.
and outside of comedy, before I've got to comedy, it was a confidence of the stage. So I never met stage fright as a comedian. I never had, that feeling. All my comedy peers that, we had personal talks that's cool with me. I always ask me, how do you never look scared of it? I said, that fear y'all feel, I've always learn to turn it into anxiety. So it's more me waiting to get up there. I'm more waiting to get it done and get it over with and have a
Right.
good time versus I'm scared to do it. I've never been scared to hit the stage. I don't care who they out there, 1,000, 1,000,000. I'm ready to, if you call my name, I'm ready to get up and go and just do my thing. And
Right.
that's my drive. That's my engine that pushes me. That show must go on. If you want to build, man, have some fun, make some money, entertain these people, and keep on going. And
Right.
so hecklers, it's a part of our game. We people can't imagine what NFL players and NBA players go through if you
Mm-hmm.
haven't been to a real game in one of those racist cities or just real harsh cities. Like you go to Pittsburgh, Boston, Philadelphia, you have
Right.
black players having fans having to call them, you
The
know,
N word.
niggas when they miss a shot.
Yes.
From when you miss a basketball shot, the game is not that serious where you have to degrade the man
Right.
and bring him down because he missed a basketball shot because
Right.
it's not that important. So what I say with comedy, we have that importance that we will always control the tables as long as we got the mic.
Yes.
The comedian controls the table. So
Yes.
until we get that light, and comedians
Right.
just have to hone your
Right.
confidence. You cannot go far in this game without confidence. And one thing, you can't worry about the next comedian.
No,
Yeah,
you
so
can't.
what if he's funnier than you? If your joke, his jokes is funnier than you. Hey, a lot of the other comedians think that are funnier than them, still they jokes from another comedian that's funnier than them that nobody knows. So a lot of the game is cheating.
Yeah, that's true.
So the world is embracing and waiting for more original comedy, more original talent, more, real stories. Like you come on your podcast, Shaquena, and tell them your everyday struggle. People want to hear that.
Right.
I ain't gonna be surprised when I'm sitting up there one day watching the Shaquena show on Zeus Network.
Right.
I said, look at my girl. She done went ghetto as a motherfucker. She got rams on the motherfucking wheelchair cutting up on Zeus. Got her with the halter top. She done got the BBL in the chair. I'm mad at Shaquana. Got the dreads, sexy, got purple dreads and pink on one side. They done switched you up. But whatever
Oh my
come to
God.
you, do what you do. You
Right.
want to go crazy like that, you're going to still always be my girl.
Right.
Everybody have their own destiny.
Right.
But embrace comedy fully, Shaquana. And that's what I
Right.
love about you. I tell all my comedians, any comedian that's done set, green room outside smoking one with me and talking, I'm gonna give you some encouragement. I
Yeah.
get enough of comedians walking up to me, hey Cole, man, how did I do? Hey, guess what? Don't worry about what I think you did.
Right.
However you feel really in your heart when you got off that stage, that's how you did. Don't worry
Right.
about nobody else's opinion. Yeah, you did all
Right.
right, man. You did your shit. You good or bad. I'm gonna let a motherfucker know you got up there. I'm
Right.
not gonna judge you. I can't judge you. I'm not the god of comedy.
Right.
Whatever you feel, whatever
Right.
you take home, what joke you left off, what you hesitated, or you could have did this and did that or whatever. Nah, because real comedians don't have to ask, to be honest.
Right.
I love when comedians do, but
Mm.
I prefer them not. You learn on your own way.
Right.
You don't need no validation from nobody else. You do the shit, record it, go home and listen to it and judge yourself.
Right. And don't judge yourself too hard, but judge yourself. Cause once you
Nah,
start
oh
judging
no.
yourself real hard, then you ain't gonna want to do it no more. give yourself grace when it comes to this game called comedy. Because if you don't give yourself grace, you're not gonna make it. You got to give yourself grace in comedy.
Beating yourself up in comedy comes with it, and it should come early, and that's just in any art form,
Right.
anything you learn new that's new to you.
Right.
Beating yourself up, them lonely nights, woulda, coulda, shoulda nights comes with everything you do. The
Right.
quicker you get that out of your mentality and leave it that you're only funny as the last time you perform, you'll be
Right.
good. If you wake up the next day, it's just like the argument in a relationship. If you don't bring it to the next day, it's not relevant because you get a chance to reset and restart. Our holdbacks are that we hold on to the hard times and the bad times, and versus putting that energy into, oh damn, I because they got better. They understood
Right.
their flaws, and embrace your flaws as an artist.
Right.
Artists are the only forms of people who have that can make mistakes and they can almost be accepted.
Right.
Sports, you cannot go out there and make a mistake because you can not only just lose for your team,
Mm-hmm.
you can get hurt in sports.
Yes.
Make one mistake, and that's how precise that is.
Right. And
art and music. Most songs we hear on the radio aren't the original song.
Right.
They created that song 3 and 4 times. It took, oh man, I ain't hit that verse like I want to. It's rinse and repeat. It's
Right.
So comedy is almost the only free form art form we have that you can get up there and say a joke off the top of your head. If you record it, you better go home, jot it down, and keep hitting it again and again. It's almost like freestyle. It's boom, bang, boom. Or you could take the long road, go through some life experience and write them down and chop them up funny like that.
Right.
I take option A. Comedy, gives us that option. Creators, we don't have to be like writers and get.
He'll be back, y'all. Connection. Yeah. Man, but yeah, you got to make sure that you hone your craft when it comes to comedy. Because if you don't, people not gonna take you seriously. You have got to study your craft when it comes to this thing called comedy. Yeah, he'll be back, y'all. His connection done kicked him off again. But yeah, when it comes to comedy, you got to study it. You got to hone it. You got to do what you got to do, especially if this is what you really and truly want to do. You got to keep writing and repeat and all of that. You can't just say, "Hey, I want to do this," and not put in the work. It's your connection, Coley. There you go.
I know. I try to change the Wi-Fi. Let me change the Wi-Fi link.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Maybe this.
Because I can't hear
I
you.
got you loud and clear. Give me a second. 1 second. I'm back. Can you hear me?
I still can't hear you.
You got me? I know.
You got to find another cut. You got to get onto your Wi-Fi or something. Yeah, man, look, this is what happens on Laughs and Libations sometimes, y'all. We get guests that come on, their connection don't want to connect, so we got to work with the valleys and the peaks. So he'll be back. But yeah, y'all, like he was saying, you got to, do what you got to do when it comes to comedy. You got to write, you got to study, you got to get that confidence up on that stage. Cause I got to work on my confidence again. Cause my confidence done hit the toilet when when it comes to comedy, So I got to get back to where I once was, So I got to work on my stage presence on that stage again because it ain't where it used to be, and I know I got a lot of work I need to do. So I'm gonna do the work, because if you don't do the work, it's gonna show up there on that stage. It's gonna tell on you if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing up there on that stage.
There we go. 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
You got me?
Say something.
1, 2. Can you hear me?
I still can't hear you. Let me see.
That's crazy. Where's
something going on with your connection, Coley? What
crazy.
the hell?
That's crazy.
What you done did?
I ain't even touched nothing. My hands was in the air. I was talking. I ain't say a word.
You don't know what you done did.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh my God, Coley. Oh.
You can hear me?
This is hilarious. Oh my God.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, this is funny. I don't know what to tell you because I can't hear nothing you saying. Can you hear me though? Oh my God, I can't hear you at all. Shit.
That's crazy.
We might have to bring you back. Let me try this. Because I can't hear you at all.
That's cool. Okay.
We're going to have to bring you back.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to the sound. Oh my goodness. At least we had 40 minutes worth of material for you. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my Jesus. Oh Lord, y'all, look, I'm sorry, but we had technical difficulties tonight. I'm gonna try my best to reschedule Coley. Yeah, I'm gonna reschedule Coley so he can come back at the end of the season. But like I said, I will reschedule Coley because I want him to have the best interview in the world. I will be posting this part of Laughs and Libations. Like I said, I'm gonna rebook him for season 8 because I want him to come back on here and I want him to give y'all the game. I want him to give y'all him and get to know him and all of this, that, and the other. So I am going to rebook Coley for Laughs and Libations Podcast season 8. So y'all stay tuned. And I appreciate Coley for coming. I appreciate him for taking time out of his busy schedule. And this is something that happens on here. So y'all, we're gonna bring him back. I promise y'all, because this was a great topic. This was a great interview so far. But I will bring this man back. I promise y'all, because I really and truly want y'all to get to know Coley. So I want y'all to have a great night. I'll see y'all in April after Easter. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night.